Hey guys, how's it going? Hope everybody's doing well out there today. This is kind of a weird angle. I know this is kind of where we started when we first started talking about the new studio space that I set up for the sake of making content for the YouTube channel. And since that last video, quite a bit has changed, and you may have seen some of it change in the background. Like if we take a look, of course, you'll be very familiar with that. But that was just one of the big changes that has happened here recently. See, for years, I was set up in my living room, and basically all of the content that I recorded or anything was done in there. It was also where I did all my editing, my gaming, my internet surfing, my everything I did online or just browsing or gaming or whatever happened in my little corner of the living room. And now that the new studio space is set up, I decided to make some changes, and some of them were actually pretty big. And that's kind of what I want to show you in this video. So originally, I had a big L-shaped desk in the corner of my living room. It's been there for 6 or 7 years now, and it was big, it was cumbersome, took up a lot of space, and of course I had the server rack out there as well. That was noisy and cumbersome and took up a lot of space. And now with the new studio, let's actually take a look at what has changed here. So let's spin things around. Hey Google, set the studio lights to white, please. Well, that's only a little bit better. Let's try this. Let's get some overhead light going. That'll screw up my white balance, I am sure. Okay, so here is where the server rack is now. Let's see if I can get that to focus better. So here we are. This is the server rack that was in my living room. It's a 5U and a 10U rack, two separate racks actually that I managed to bolt together down there. And this needed to come out of the living room and get put into the studio just to create some space, give us some more storage out there, and make it easier to have little get-togethers in our living room. So basically, if we start at the top, this is a very power-hungry computer. Let's see if we can actually get a view in here. There we go. So that has a GeForce GTX 770 in it. And then up here, we've got an AMD FX 8350 with 16 gigs of RAM. And that runs Windows 10 for MB because I wanted GPU processing and got tired of messing with the drivers. So that is strictly MB. That's about to change, to be completely honest. I've got actually something planned for that where I think that's just going to be decommissioned entirely. Below that, we've got a new 24-port TP-Link switch here. The TP-Link was awesome enough to send over. This is the TLSG 1024. It is not managed. It is just a network switch, but here you can see I've got stuff plugged in there. And then, of course, below that, just some cable management stuff. Really dig these things here. Basically just passes through, and it's got little like hairbrush stuff in there. Anyway, so below that we've actually got a Turing Pi. This has got several Raspberry Pi 3 compute modules in it. It's there, but I haven't touched it in a long time. Just trying to see if I can get some more light in here. Okay, so then below that we've got our Synology DS1621XS Plus with 6 8-terabyte drives in it, 16 gigs of RAM that is not on the approved vendor list, but works just fine, as well as I believe a 1 or 2 terabyte NVMe drive for caching. We've got a couple of external hard drives that are plugged into the PC down here. This PC I've had for, I'd say 3 years now. It's just in a little Corsair case, but it's got an RTX 2070 in it, 32 gigs of RAM, and an AMD Ryzen 2600. If we come down a little further, I've got a power distribution strip and a Trip Lite UPS. I actually had 2 in here, but the other one blew up the other day, and that sucked. But that is the rack, of course. This has changed quite a bit since I started getting into all of this, but that is the rack that used to be in the living room that, of course, now is out here in the studio. You may remember this desk from when I first set up the studio. That hasn't changed. This was just a good fit out here, and I was able to actually put my Samsung 1440p ultra wide out here with the 4K LG screen up on top, and that of course is all plugged into to this PC right here to do all of my recording and editing and online stuff and gaming and all of that stuff. Of course, with Steam Link, I can actually play most of the games I want to play on the laptop in the living room. Of course, here we've got the DOS Keyboard 4. This is not the professional or the ultimate or whatever. I think this is the professional and not the ultimate. I get those confused sometimes. But this one does have the typical key caps there, whereas the one in the living room that I left there is all blacked out. I've got an M-Track Duo for my USB audio interface for the Audio-Technica AT2020 there. Stream Deck that I go back and forth on using. And of course, then I've still got this over here. This was also in the living room under the corner of the desk that is just storage. I really need to clean it out and do something with that. But that's over there as well. I don't know why this camera hates me so much on focus. Oh my God. And then kind of a bit back here out of the way where you can't see it in the shots when I'm sitting over here making videos. Over here I've got my Cricut vinyl cutter as well as my 3D printer. I just recently brought those in here. I haven't set them up yet. You can see all the power cables and all of that stuff is still sitting there, and I need to get that set up, but that's a project for another day. But that's basically it. That's kind of the updates to the new studio space. Of course, I've still got the casting couch back there. I did put a camera in here just in case. Sometimes cats come in here, and I often keep the door closed, and I don't want a cat to get stuck in here. So I periodically check to make sure there's nobody in here when I'm not. But basically, you know, you've seen this in the background before. There's all kinds of stuff going on here. But that's just kind of the background of all of the videos that I've been putting out. But I just kind of wanted to give a rundown on some of the changes that have happened and why you may or may not have noticed a change in the quality of the videos that kind of went down and then hopefully back up. But I moved the rack out here. I moved my main PC out here, my screens, my audio interface. I moved all of that out here to try to clean up the living room a little bit, make it more company friendly, as well as be able to create better content for you guys. So like I said, that's kind of what I wanted to do, is just kind of give you an update on some of the changes that have happened behind the scenes that I've done to try to, again, help clean up the living room, but also hopefully help improve the quality of content that I'm able to produce for you guys here on the channel. I do want to give a big shout out to a few different companies who helped me get through this. DOS Keyboard for obviously providing the mechanical keyboard that I've got out here. That's been super helpful. Is also TP-Link for providing the new mesh network system, as well as the 24-port switch that I've got in here. Tuxedo Computers for letting me keep that laptop that I reviewed here a while back. And I've actually got that set up in the living room so that I can have a laptop out there and still have a 4K display. I've still got a little desk set up out there, but it's much smaller. I will try to throw in some footage here just so you can kind of see what I did out there, kind of some of the ways that's changed as well. But thank you guys for hanging out, sticking along with me along all of the changes that have happened over the past few months here on the channel. You know, getting the new studio space was a huge step in helping me be able to create some more in-depth content, that sort of thing. And now that I've got this new space set up with, you know, all of the gear that's over here, that's also been a huge help over the past honestly about a week or so that I've had it out here. But yeah, just wanted to give a quick update. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have got questions, comments, thoughts, suggestions, whatever, definitely leave those in the comment section down below. Be happy to address any of that. And I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you in the next video.